Getting live.
Hello everyone else who's on the brand new video. Today we have something to talk about, yes. Doctor Who, Series 10, Episode 1 was up there. I'm going to start again. Hello everybody, my name is Ace Creeper and today we are doing a little video. Yes, Doctor Who, Series 10, Episode 1, the pilot, was aired on Saturday the 15th, and I'm here to do what I did last series, just do a little talk and basically sort of review it, give it a rating out of 10 after talking a bit about what I liked, what I didn't like, and that sort of thing. So to start off, I had really low expectations for this series. As much as I keep talking about it and doing videos on it, I actually wasn't expecting this series to be amazing. I was expecting to come in and just be like, this wasn't very good, they did a lot of errors there, I'm not keen on Stephen Moffat's script writing, which I am not recently. But, to be fair, a lot of things have impressed me. When the first companion was announced, with the video, the new companion, Bill, I wasn't so keen. Now I am. I really, really like Bill. That's one thing I want to get onto. So the story is pretty much the Doctor works at a university and has done for 70 years. So that's since we last saw him. He's got a little, I want to say butler, but he's got like a partner who is Nardole. And Nardole, I believe, is a robot with like human skin over it, right? Based on the original Nardole that we saw in the Husbands of River song. This is a different type of Nardole. This is just that Nardole with the real Nardole head on a robot body, which isn't massive. But instead actually looks like a human, which is great. That's what I'm guessing anyway. I don't know if that's confirmed, but I mean it pretty much is. The Doctor's worked there for 70 years and he's had Nardole the whole time. Nardole's not a Time Lord, he ages, he's a human. So anyway, yeah, they're working in a university now and they're guarding this vault. There's something in the vault, we don't know what that is yet. It's probably going to link to the finale of the series most likely. There's something in a vault underneath the university and he has to try and keep it safe, meaning he can't get any more companions, he can't go around travelling through time and space, but he has to look after that in the university. There is a person called Bill who isn't a student, who is working at the cafeteria or the cafe or the lunch area, where she serves chips. She goes to the Doctor's lectures and really enjoys them, and obviously she gets eventually talking to the Doctor and gets private tutoring from the Doctor as well, which is great. Bill is gay. This is one of the things that they announced a while ago, and it was the first official gay companion. To clarify, it's not the official first gay companion. I'm pretty sure there's been quite a few more recent series. We've had Vastra and Jenny. I mean, they weren't companions, but they were friends of the Doctor. We have Captain Jack, which we all know about. And there's been a couple of others as well. I'm not going to go through the list of them because it's just stupid. But, yeah, I don't think it's a massive deal. I don't actually think that at all. She fancied this other girl who was obsessed with this puddle, and then one day the puddle just sort of attacked her and took her as a host to get around. So this girl, now in the form of water and just sort of walking about, was trying to hunt Bill down to be a passenger for the water. It was weird. It wasn't water. It was like a spaceship oil or something weird. That plot point in particular, for a monster, I didn't think it was very good. I thought it was a little bit naff for a monster. It wasn't amazing, but I feel that it worked all the same. Obviously, they've shown that we knew the Daleks were going to be in the first episode. I'm glad they weren't in it that long, because I'm sick of the Daleks being in every series having a full episode, because eventually if you keep using the Daleks, they're going to get boring. They had a two-parter last year. In Series 8 they had a episode, obviously, Into the Dalek. Series 7 you had like Day of the Doctor and Time of the Doctor, like massive involvement with the Daleks. Series 6 was, I think, the only one without a full Dalek episode. Victory of the Daleks in Season 5, and then obviously Russell T Davies used them every series as well. But I'm glad they didn't use it as a massive story. They just did it as like a plot point. Like the point of this episode was to introduce new viewers to Doctor Who again. So like from scratch, explain what a TARDIS is, explain who the Doctor is, what he is, and just sort of sum up the show and make people understand exactly what it is. And I think it did a really good job of doing that, considering that was its aim. Obviously the Daleks was a part of that. The Daleks are the Doctor's biggest enemy. Everyone knows about the Daleks, even people who don't watch Doctor Who. So it's great to see him go, these are just Daleks. I'm glad they cut out the original scene from the companion thing, because that was just cringeworthy, the whole Fat Doe thing, because that was just... Fat Doe is just not... Fat Doe isn't... it's not a response. It's just not... It doesn't work. That scene did not work and never will. One thing I did like, I did like the fact that they cut that out and replaced it instead with just a... What are Daleks? They're Daleks. They're just Daleks, right? So that was clever. They just moved on with that, and I was quite fond of that, to be honest. As a whole, let's go through it. So the monster, I wasn't so keen on. The story as a whole, I think, was quite good. It was very simple, you know. It was a bit of a change, you know. It chased them around the universe, so they went... So it showed they could travel anywhere in space. They went to the other end of the universe in the future, and went into the past and like a Dalek war ground. And they went to Australia and obviously the university as well. So it shows Bill starting to understand the TARDIS. And I think it's very interesting. She's not like the companions, and that's why I sort of like her in a way. Clara was very much like the Doctor, and it was like having two Doctors on set, in the episodes. Two Doctors, Clara and the Doctor, just both there as lead roles. Whereas Bill, I feel like is a bit of a conflicting personality to the Doctor, very, very different and not the same, which I like, something a bit different. Most companions have been like, I think apart from Donna, I think most companions have been very similar to the Doctor and very, very. I suppose Amy wasn't as well. There's been a few that haven't been, but I feel like Bill really does contrast, and I really like that as a difference. The Bill and Heather relationship thing worked really well. It would have worked better, I think, if we had more time to develop them as characters and their relationship, rather than having... There was a scene towards the beginning where it's just Bill walking along a path, looking in the distance, seeing the Doctor and Nardole run around a corner, and that's it. Like, if they cut that out and replaced it with a little bit more fleshing out of the character, or maybe a little bit better script writing when she sat down to talk to Heather on the bench, it would have been better, you know. I didn't feel like... I felt like Bill fancied Heather, but Heather didn't really care. That's what I felt until the very last time we saw her as a human, and obviously when at the end as well, when she sort of like Absorbaloff style falls into the floor. I don't know what to say about that. I think the relationship was summed up quite well, but it could have been fleshed out a hell of a lot more than it was. The Doctor, good script writing, good movement in this episode. I didn't. It was new again. It wasn't like it was just different, you know. Most first companion episodes take place purely on Earth and nowhere else, apart from Martha, who was on the moon, but it was still in the hospital, you know. I think, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, Donna's happened on Earth. Amy's happened on Earth. Rose happened on Earth. Clara's happened on Earth. Yeah, so they've all taken place on Earth apart from Martha, technically. But this is the first one where they've actually just went to different, like, they went to two completely different planets. They went to Australia. You know, it was very different. You know, and I really quite like that as a difference and a change. The Doctor's introduction to the TARDIS was very, very well done, with the Murray Gould once again impressing us massively with his amazing musical talent. It was brilliant. I really enjoyed that part of it. Nardole. Now here's a very controversial opinion here. I haven't got an opinion on Nardole mainly yet. Well, I do, but it's not a strong opinion. I didn't like him at all in Husband's River Song. I liked him a little bit better, but I still wasn't keen on him in The Return of Dr. Mysterio. In this episode, though, I feel like it worked. Now knowing that he's like a robot, he's not a, you know, he's not a, it's really weird. He's not a companion, he's just sort of there, and his sarcastic one-liners and that sort of thing. Most of his lines weren't funny. I didn't like the toilet joke, that was a bit stupid. But the whole thing about when Bill says it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, and he goes, well, hey, we got there, and then shakes Peter Capaldi's hand, when the expression on Peter Capaldi's face is brilliant at that point. Great scene. Nardole had a few funny quips. I don't like when he was running through the thing looking scared. I didn't think he had to make the noises of oh no, oh, but every time he buzzed like Sonic something. I wasn't keen on that. But I feel like he's not going to be in every episode, as we know he's not in next week's one from the trailers. And I don't think he's going to be that big of a character. I think he's just going to sort of be there. And I remember I was watching the Who Addicts review on it, who were talking about Nardole, how much they hate Nardole, and I think that's a bit unfair. They can't hate on a character they've hardly seen much of yet, based on this character. It's different to the one that was in the previous episodes. This is very different. The pilot, Return of Dr. Mysterio, and Husbands of a Song, it's like 3 different Nardoles. It's really weird. So we'll see how he develops as the series continues. I doubt I'm actually going to like him that much, but we'll see. I feel like they were a bit harsh, because they were saying like the Doctor, he says something about the Doctor never noticing tears, like, oh, he doesn't deserve that title. Well, if you think about it, when Nardole's head was ripped off in Husbands of a Song, and then the Doctor fixed him up into a cyborg robot thing, Nardole's been with the Doctor for like 70 years while he's been working at this university. I think he does know the Doctor more than any of the companions have in recent series anyway, so I think that's a bit of a bold statement to make. He knows them probably better than anyone, so shh. So I'm not 100% keen on Nardole, but I think a few lines is all he really deserves, and that's all he needs. I like Bill, as I said, I really enjoyed Bill's character, very new, very different take. The Doctor was great. The monster, not amazing. Including the Daleks was alright. And I think that's pretty much it. I've talked about the story. The fact that it's Stephen Moffat's last series and it's last time introducing a companion is great. There are, before I do finish, there is some news on the end of Series 10, which I'm going to talk about in another video, so make sure you stay tuned and subscribe for that, because it's actually quite big and quite important, and I'm going to have to do a bit of theorising, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to give the pilot 7 out of 10, mainly because I think it's got a little few errors, it's got a little few annoyances, it is a little bit boring for the first half an hour watching second time round, but overall the episode wasn't actually that bad. So 7 out of 10 from me, and that's it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, comment for any more suggestions in the future, subscription if you haven't already, please get the brand new store, Twitch, Patreon, Team Inverse, Creative Collective and Ace in the description below. See you guys next time. I'm Skull Island. Ace out. Bye bye.